The following is a Candlepin Stars and Strikes rebroadcast featuring some of our most memorable programs.
WNDS Sports and Tri-State Megabucks present Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
Oh, look at this. Look at this! He got it! Ready for a spin!
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is sponsored in part by Washington Toyota Dodge Nissan. Looks good. Looks good. That's good to go. It's a goal! Candlepin Stars and Strikes is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of Candlepin Stars and Strikes here at Park Place Lanes in Windham, New Hampshire. Once again, glad to have you with us. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy. Week 2 of our series here as we move on ever closer toward the Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. Last week we had a couple of newcomers, and Bob Ferrara won a close match. Today he'll try and make it 2 in a row against one of the rising stars in Candlepin bowling.
That's right. Toughly fought match last week. Scores weren't very high. And I dare say it's going to take a lot more this week to win this match than it did last week.
All right, let's meet our two bowlers. First of all, our number 5 seed from Lawrence, Massachusetts, coming off his win from a week ago, Bob Ferrara.
Okay, Bob carries an average of 120, high triple of 489. Roll-off score was 662.
And last week, as Dan mentioned, very tough match against Mark Belmare. Bob came up with a 354, which was enough to win that match by 12. So he'll go for his second win in a row today. And he'll go against our number 3 seed in this series from Haverhill, Massachusetts, Chris Sargent.
Okay, and Chris averaging 131, high triple of 494. His roll-off score 671.
All right, we've got $130 in our bonus ball contest. That comes up at the end of the hour. Bonus money for the bowlers as well. Lots to get to, and we will start our 3-string match, Bob Ferrara and Chris Sargent, after these messages. Last week, to start this series, our number 5 seed, Bob Ferrara, knocked off Mark Belmare, making his first appearance here on the Winds in a very close match, decided by 12 pins. So Bob moves up the ladder to face our number 3 seed, Chris Sargent. The winner of this match today will be back next week for the semifinals against Kevin Davis, and 2 weeks from today, our series championship match, Bruno DeFeo, to defend that number 1 spot against whoever survives these next 2 matches. Bob Ferrara. Last week, the 354, he had 10 marks, 8 spares, 2 strikes. Didn't get any bonus money, but got the win, which is the important thing. And back for another go this week. And Bob has an 8.
All right, come on, right here now. Come on, right back.
Right through the middle. Spread eagle plus the 9-pin. Last week he made the shot without taking down a 9-pin. He made the spread eagle. He's going to give another run, almost.
Come on now, get the other side. Come on.
And the nice out. Boy, that's twice in a row now, once last week and once this week. He's gotten out of that lead with a 10. That's some terrific bowling right there. And speaking of terrific bowling, Chris Sargent. It was surprising going back into the records, Dan, though, to find out that Chris hadn't been here in singles competition since Thanksgiving weekend of 1993, when he lost a series championship match to Joe Ashline. But Chris has been here on skins and elsewhere. This is only his 3rd appearance in singles competition, but he, of course, is the son of Mike Sargent. So great bowling runs in the family.
I think it's like Mike Sargent's my father.
Yeah.
reputation starts to follow him around. You saw the reaction of the crowd when he missed the 2-pinner for a spare. They kind of ooh nod. They don't expect him to miss now, and that's put you right up with some of the great Candlepin bowlers when they start assuming you're going to make every shot.
Well, he makes that one for the first mark of the day. Once again, a fine crowd here on hand at Park Place Lanes. We're glad you're with us here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. As we come to you from Park Place Lanes in Windham, New Hampshire. Welcome to March Madness. Candlepin style.
That's right. All in all, it wasn't a bad winner for us.
Oh, wow.
What happened there? How can you do that?
The ball and the piece of wood managed to hit nothing.
And the 9-pin is up too. That looked like it snapped right between the 3 and the 9. That ball went through everything.
Here's what happened on that other shot.
Watch the piece of wood. It did. It went right between the 3 and the 9. You know, when I came in this place this morning, the dairy police were having breakfast. I think we should call them. Something strange is going on here with a pinfall.
Maybe they were here investigating.
Maybe. Maybe they weren't supposed to be here. So I better be quiet. Everything but the 10-pin for Bob. Looking for his first mark of the match. And there it is.
Bounces back from the 6 box. Chris Sargent now to work on that spare.
What do you say, Chris? Nothing but a thunder now. What do you say? Mark, Chris.
Just catching the head pin, just barely. That helped him take out 7.
Similar shot he just made, opposite side of the lane. This time the 3, 6, and 10. Piece of wood. Gotta be careful with this. You have a tendency to leave the 10-pin sometimes.
The wood in the back shouldn't affect the shot, but he's just trying to wait till it settles somewhere. Boy, that wood is just really, it's got a mind of its own. It's going to settle in there somewhere over to the left where it won't be a factor.
And there's that 10-pin I mentioned. You almost got to go almost at the 10-pin, but then there's the worry of snapping the pin in front of the 3 and leaving the 3-pin, but that's 37 anyways, after 3 for Chris Sargent.
Now you got that out of the way.
Yeah. I figured I'd wait till the second game before I called him Mike, but I get it right out of the way, so free and clear now.
To lane 31 now for Chris, and the big strike, kicking out the 8-pin. Chris was throwing a lot of strikes in warm-up, and everybody was reminding him that he should save some.
It's like there's only so many per customer. 4 horsemen left for Bob Ferrara. It's a 6 fill on his spare.
And no on the 7-pin.
Have that 10 now. Have that 10.
$9, 49 for the first half. Trying to make a shot here, and again, just missing. 2 in a row. This time the 8-pin.
Have that stick. Have that 10.
$10. Bob, 2 opens though, 2 close calls. And Chris Sargent working on a strike.
It's those little phrases like we're talking about in league bowling the other night that you don't want to hear too many during the course of the night, like nice try, just missed, no luck.
Good out.
Yeah, good out, yeah. Those things, if you hear them too much, boy, your score is not very good.
Looking for the double strike, and it fell the wrong way. The 6-pin is still there. The 3-pin fell forward. Spare on strike for Chris Sargent. And an opportunity for bonus money here early.
With authority, too. I mean, he just doesn't hit that wood.
Right through the heart. Well, he'll earn his $25 if he makes this shot.
Find a way, Chris. Find a way.
Not this time. 72.5 though for Chris, and he's got the 23-pin lead here early. May lose a pin or two and count here. With the 9.
What you don't want Chris to do is to run too far away. You got to keep him in your sights.
Well, Bob's through the center, gets a little break there on the 6-pin, and the wood turns altogether differently now.
I don't know how much of the good luck continued with him when the wood started moving around. This time is a 4-7-10, but
you'd like to think that either a piece of wood or the ball might go over to get the 10. Let's see if it'll happen. Played it a little too far to the left, it seemed. And we may have to check that one. What do you think?
I don't know. Tell you the
We
truth.
may have to check it. Let's look at it.
I'd say yes at the same time.
Yep. Tie goes to the runner.
It's one of those, the ball hit the wood and the pin at the same time, so. Oh my. Boy, it wasn't for bad luck. Bob would have no luck at all. Cleared out the 4 horsemen plus the 10-pin, left the 9. Pin was just up and over the 9-pin.
Come on, Bobby, stay with it now. Come on, stay with it. What do you say, Saji? What do you say, kid? Come on, Saji, what do you say now?
Gets the break when the 9-pin goes down.
There you go, another road, man. Get it now.
Well, I wouldn't want to be the 10-pin in that piece of wood right now. You know what's going to happen.
Before you start writing those letters in, let me read directly from the official rules and regulations of Candlepin Bowling as published by the ICBA.
It's probably on page 9 or 8.
Yes, it is, in fact.
Yeah. I have it memorized.
Section 6, under the dead wood rules, Section 6, if a ball makes contact with wood in the gutter at the same time as making fair contact with a corner pin or playable wood, the pins knocked down by such action shall count.
And all runners advance at their own risk.
That's right.
I got to get you an updated version of that rule book, too.
One that doesn't say gutter, you mean?
No. We have a new one out, and I don't think you have the... no, you've got the old edition, but that rule is still the same.
I'm sure that rule
folks.
is still good,
Yes.
though, right? Yeah.
Just on a different page.
Hey, come on.
Well, Bob will have a triangle to shoot at, the 3, 5, 3, 4, or 5. Gotta hurry. Yes. Gets there.
Second mark for Bob.
For a minute, it looked like the ball was going to hit the cap of that wood. Just broke enough left to clear out those 3 pins. Now the fill. Another good-looking ball. Oh, needs some help. Give him a break there. Mercy. 5, 7, and 9. Well, 2 chances here. Split the 5 and the 9, jump the 5 and the 7, or catch the right-hand tip of that wood out in front. Now he's going to try to split them. Now he may play the wood. Let's see how the wood reacts if he plays the one to the left.
No.
That was too far on the red line anyways. 105.
Yep. So Chris Sargent will have the lead after game one. The question is, how large will it be? Chris has 4 marks already. Sits at 102 through 8. Pretty good pocket hit that time, but not the greatest leave. The 2, 5, and 8. For the spare? Yes.
Matches the spare in the 9th by Bob Ferrara. 112 plus the bonus.
Chris has marked 3 times in a row over there on lane 32. But we don't give bonus money for that. Right through the heart again. He had a 3 fill last time. The last 3 fills he's had have been 5, 3, and 4.
My imagination looked like he let up on that ball a little bit. Didn't throw it quite as hard as he has been, but.
Come on, have the other 3 now. Come on, have that 10.
And it's an 8 for Chris, a 124, and a 19-pin lead after 1. Get a pen and paper handy for the address for our bonus ball contest. We've got $130 available at the end of the show. We'll be right back in a minute. Chris Sargent with the lead by 19 as we start game 2. No, I think Chris has it figured out now. Don't hit the head pin, you'll have a better lead. Can't convert though.
Check it.
And it's 9.
Time to work now, time to work.
We have so many loyal viewers, Dan, and every once in a while we hear about one in particular that we want to make mention of, and I'd like to do that now if I could. Say hello to one of our faithful viewers ever since we first came on the air some 11 years ago now. B. Dow, 87 years old, lives in Methuen, and at age 87, B is still bowling in a league and carrying a 92 average.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Isn't that something? He's a big fan of Candlepin bowling, needless to say, here on the Winds of New England, and her grandson Patrick stopped by a taping recently and passed that word along, so that's terrific.
Now Bob's going to shoot at the 610. A couple pieces of wood out front. And does the conversion for the spare.
Third mark for Bob. Hasn't been able to put two together yet. And it won't be easy here.
Well, it looks like they have to put the ball exactly in the pocket or be light, if anything. A little bit heavy, and the pins don't seem to be mixing much today for them. And that's just 5 on the fill.
Picked up 7 pins in that exchange. Did Bob Ferrara, cutting the lead to 12. Chris Sargent. Oh, big ball there. The 9-pin was stubborn, but not for long.
That's the Chris we know. That's the Chris.
Oh, right in the 1-2 pocket.
There you go.
You don't usually say that's the right pocket for a right-handed bowler, but Chris kind of fades his approach steps to the left and comes back to the right at the pins. And his ball's cutting through the pins by going in that 1-2 pocket.
Oh, my.
All right, come on.
Well, fortunately, it was on a strike. Chris has been struggling with his fill on spares and strikes here today. Bails out of that one with a 7. And a 9. Bob Ferrara, the 1, 3, 6, and 8 with no playable wood. It'll look great if it goes. Nope.
And it's a 9, 33. So trails by 1 pin in this game, but 20 pins in the match. And again, full on the head pin. They just, well, hang on. I thought maybe that 4 pin would topple into the 7, but 4, 7, 10. Let's see where the wood settles down. See if he's got a shot.
Right in there might not be bad. It's got a little bit of roll left in it.
Looks to be just, well, it's hard to tell. Looks to me a little far left, but it's the only shot I say. It could come off the left-hand side while after clipping the 4, 7. Well, it did and left it. Left the 7 pin.
Not the pin we figured would be standing. The 10, all even in this game at 43 after 4. But Chris Sargent still with the 19-pin lead in the match, just about to the halfway point. We'll be back on Stars and Strikes. Back we are. Big crowd ready for more action here. Chris Sargent with the lead. It's full again. 2, 6, and 10.
Piece of wood just to the left of the 2 pin. He may try to catch the 2 and the wood, or maybe even go far to the left and take just the wood into the 2 and all the way over to the 6, 10.
Have the sticks. There you go.
10 bucks.
One here now. Come on.
This time missing the head pin to the left and 4 horsemen right plus the 8 pin. And a spare. Nice shot for Chris Sargent.
Difficult spare,
There you go.
but Chris made it look easy.
Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Right here now. Come on, kid. Into the call now.
Bob Ferrara punches through, and maybe he might catch the 4 pin when the 7 toppled over.
Well, he's catch the 3 pin here. If he goes inside, the ball could clip the wood in front of the 4 pin or split them, and he's going to try to split.
Nope.
Got to have the 3 pin to give yourself that chance.
Ooh, didn't think he could do that, but he got it between there. And it's an 8 box. Lead 21, and of course Bob now opposite that great spare put up by Chris Sargent. And Bob gets a break.
I'm beginning to believe your theory, Doug, about missing the head pin. This guy's been all over the head pin, can't get anything to shoot at. Misses the head pin, leaves just the 1, 2.
Oh my.
But eventually you have to hit it.
Yes.
Left that ball to the right.
There's the 10. But Chris Sargent will add to the lead here. I was kidding Chris before the show started, except for the bandana. He really has kind of the Andre Agassi look going on here, doesn't he?
The Andre Agassi of Candlepin bowling.
About the same age, too, right? Agassi is 25, 24, 25.
All right, come on, find a way.
3-6-10 with the 7. No playable wood.
Oh, yes!
Who needs playable wood?
And he makes great shots like Andre Agassi, too. How about that one? Oh, my.
Oh,
The ace. Six again.
Find a way now. Come on, go get it.
1, 3, 7, and 8. Piece of wood behind and next to the 8 pin behind the 1, 2.
Bonus money here if he makes it. Oh, slipped by the head pin. It was there, too, it appeared. And the 9. No bonus money yet on this program today. $25 for 3 marks in a row, 25 extra for each additional consecutive, and $250 for 3 strikes in a row with an extra $250 for each additional consecutive strike. All from our friends at Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan in Salem, New Hampshire.
So when you think Bob gets a break, he leaves himself the 5, 8, 9, but the piece of wood out in front is really a roadblock. Either go real low and have it come off the right sidewall or come way up high and turn it. That's what he's trying to do.
Got
Oh, nice shot. Very nice.
Pushed it out of the way.
Good job, Bobby. Nice shot.
That was a lot more difficult than he made it appear.
And the big fill this time, the 9. Well, that was a nice looking first ball where the pins did what it seemed they should do.
Yeah, fall down. Also, that's the biggest fill, even going back to when Chris had spare on strike. It was the only other one that was any bigger than that.
2 marks in a row for Bob Ferrara. He'll have a shot at bonus money when he comes up next.
Come on. Come on, Taji. Come on now. Come on, Chris.
Chris punches through the center again, but he got away with it this time.
It's another one of those where the wood's more the wood's out in front. You have to worry about the 10 pin. This time it came too high, and he leaves the 4 in. The 7, I should say, not the 10.
A reminder that if you'd like to attend a taping of Candlepin Stars and Strikes here in person at Park Place Lanes in Windham, we will be here a week from Tuesday, March 14th. Starting at about 10 in the morning, going till 4:30 or so in the afternoon. We'd love to see you. Park Place Lanes, easy to find. Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, just a few minutes off exit 3, Route 93. Not too far from Canopy Lake Park. And of course, while you're here, whether it be for a taping or at any other time to do bowling on your own or whatever, be sure and stop in to have a bite to eat at the Willow Tree North restaurant. There. In the 10th for Chris Sargent, he had to wait it out.
What hits this? The ball? The ball stay in play? Yes, ball came down on the 10 pin.
Now, come on, go get it now.
The Willow Tree North restaurant located right inside Park Place Lanes. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rodney Cronin and the gang. They'll take care of you. Great food, great service, great prices. It's where the crew eats. The Willow Tree North. The 8 fill on the spare, a 121 for Chris Sargent to go with his opening 124.
Come on, Bobby. Now, come on now.
Bob Ferrara working on a spare, looking for bonus money. Comes up short.
It was almost like he threw that one sidearm. Arm swing is way out away from the body.
There's possibilities here still for the bonus money in spite of the 4 fill. Gotta have the head pin.
Come on.
Oh, my.
And also the 6 and 10.
Yeah, I got to have them all. $10. Well, if Bob can add a mark here in the 10th, he can hold things pretty much even where they were after game 1. And how about that for a first ball? The 6 pin is still there.
I know what you're thinking, Bob. I would. Nah,
And he decides
Bob
to go at it.
Well, that's what I was thinking, right at the pin.
6 spares. No strikes yet for Bob Ferrara. Love to put one up here. Close out this second game. Anything above 7 will cut into the lead. Well, it'll be 7 exactly. So 121s for both in this second game, keeping the lead at 19. One game to decide it here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes when we come back.
Okay, who are the qualifiers for the Tournament of Champions, you ask? Well, here they are. And one of the bowlers possibly today will be the 5th qualifier, but at the bottom we have 344 John Plant, Jack Quinn, and Tom Morgan are tied at 397, but because of the high single tiebreaker hit in that championship match, Tom Morgan takes over the 2nd spot, and Jack Quinn the 3rd, and sitting way at the top, a fellow who's been here every single year in the Tournament of Champions, Paul Berger, with that big 454.
Now he'll be making his 7th tournament appearance in a row. He's been in them all. Tom Morgan will be making his 3rd. The other 2 will be first-timers, and there'll be a first-timer from this group as well.
That's right. One of these 2 bowlers, hopefully, or possibly Kevin Davis, which comes in next week, or top seed in this ladder championship, Bruno D'Ofeo, will be in 2 weeks from today.
Well, Bob Ferrara seems to be putting things together here a little bit. He had 3 marks in the last 4 boxes of game 2, and now there's another one leading off the 3rd. He's had 7 marks, all of them spares.
Just a little light on the head pin. Gets a decent drop of 7 on the spare. He leaves himself to 7, 8, 10, but possibilities with 3 pieces of wood on the plate. Well, got which I thought was the problem pin, the 10 pin, but left the 7. But he puts 1 mark up on the board.
This is a name you might recognize, Dan. We have not had him appear here on the Winds of New England in Candlepins, but Bob Betancourt?
Yes.
From Peabody, Mass. A few weeks ago, I was doing a basketball game between BU and Holy Cross, and Bob's nephew, Ted, plays for Holy Cross.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bob in a good many years. Good Candlepin bowler.
So is this guy, Chris Sargent.
So if that 10 pin matches the mark put up by Bob.
That's 10 marks for Chris Sargent. 8 spares, 2 strikes.
Oh boy.
Right through the heart again.
You know, it's funny, you don't want to dwell on certain things, but during the break between the 1st and 2nd games, Chris whispered to me, boy, I wish I could stay on lane 32. He's got a lot of marks over there. And you can't help but think when they get up on lane 31, he's thinking about that. And he's gone through the middle many times on lane 31. Oh, what a 10. What a 10. Bob gains 4 in the exchange of those 2 boxes. Look at the 10 box. So the lead now is 15 for Chris Sargent.
Oh, big strike. Bob Ferrara, his first strike of the match.
And that just exploded those 10 pins. Watch how quickly these leave the scene.
Nice thunder that was, Bobby. Hey, 2!
in between, crossing over in the Brooklyn side or coming a little heavy on the head pin, leaves himself 3, 4, and 6. No wood at all on the plate.
Get one now. Come on, get one.
8 fill on the strike. And it's still 8.
Well,
Come on, Sergeant. Come on now.
again, he put a mark up there for Chris to think about.
What do you say, Chris? What do you say, Chris? Go right here, kid. Come on.
Chris Sargent.
And he almost matches that strike, leaves the 6 pin.
All right, put a hawk on it now. Put a hawk on it.
And Chris converts the single for another spare, and he still loves lane 32.
Tell me he's not thinking about this. I wonder if you'll move left or right on the approach and give yourself a different angle coming in at the pins.
I thought you meant move to a different lane.
That's not an option.
6 on the spare this time, which actually he was fortunate to get 6.
Right, missed the head pin, but with the wood in between, he's got a makeable spare here. Oh! So he loses a couple and count on the fill. He's gained one of those back and can gain another one here with a 10 box, but it's just a 9.
We will pause. The lead is 14 right now for Chris Sargent. 6 boxes to go here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Bob Ferrara trying to come from behind. Last week he was protecting a lead in the 3rd game. This time he's trying to overtake the lead.
Oh. That's all I can say. It's like a knife in your side. I mean, that ball was tight in the 1-2 pocket. You'd think he'd have at least a legitimate spare lead, but he gives himself the triangle in the corner, 6, 9, 10 with the 8. Oh boy.
He made the 6, 8, 10 and left the 9.
No, it's 10 bucks.
Let's see what he did here. Boy, he made that cleanly. 6, 8, 10.
Well, the last 2 pairs of boxes, he put at least 1 mark up. He wants to do at least that this time, and he's going to have to shoot at the 5 and the 8. And a tough piece of wood in between.
And the spare.
Not so tough. Spare in the 6th. So again, he does the job. Gets a mark up there.
Coming from behind, you want to, especially when you're bowling first, you want to get one up there each time if you can.
First 2 boxes, he gained 4 in the exchange. Then he gained 1 in the exchange. The second pair of boxes, the 3rd and 4th. He's got to do a little better than that if he's going to erase the deficit. He's running out of boxes.
Possibilities here for Chris Sargent, the 2, 6, and 10, but he went too far to the left.
So he'll be open in the 5th, and we'll have to have Cindy go down and...
That piece of wood is out of play.
Yeah, definitely out.
Chris will have the 2 and the 10 remaining. Chris lives in Haverhill, Mass., where he is an auxiliary police officer. Also a custodian at the Golden Hill School. Chris and his wife, Jean, have a 2.5-year-old son, Patrick. Drops another pin. The lead is now 13, and he's opposite the spare. This would be a big box to mark here to keep the lead in double figures. Going to the last 4.
Oh, no break on that ball either. Trying to split the 3-6. Oh, so he will be open 2 in a row, and good chance for Bob Ferrara to cut this lead down into single numbers. Hang on, boys and girls.
12 the lead. less whatever Bob puts on this fill now. Six.
A little short, but leaves himself the 4 horsemen left. 1, 2, 4, 7. No wood. And as Doug said, 6 fill. That reduces the lead to 6 pins.
No spare though on the 4 horsemen.
After 10.
Still no bonus money won today. We've only had 2 marks in a row 3 times in the match. Twice by Chris and once for Bob.
Well, I think Bob at this point would pay us $25 for 3 marks.
Kind of like buying a vowel.
That's right.
Well, how about the 4-7? But look at the wood.
I don't like that wood. He possibly can catch the 4-pin if he goes real low, but one mistake too high in the wood, it's going to deflect around the 4-pin. Or you can try to cap the end of the wood.
You can almost see Bob's mind working.
He's high enough. Oh, they carry the 7.
2 open boxes for Bob. Which means, if nothing else, that even if he doesn't mark, Chris will be able to preserve the lead, presumably, into the final 2.
Come on, Chris.
If he were to mark, then obviously the lead would probably go back to double figures again. Pretty good looking first ball. He'll shoot at the triangle.
There you go, Chris.
4, 7, 8. Couple pieces of wood out front, but he should get by those without any problem.
Nope. He got by him, but couldn't convert the spare.
10 now, big stick.
Adds a pin in count there. The lead is 7. He had a close finish last week, another one today. And let's see, how about the strike? Yes, sir, on the 2-pin. And on the lane that he's been fighting all day long.
That's right. Light hit here, 10-pin goes down, 7-pin, and then a pesky little 2-pin finally goes down.
That's a big strike right there. Bob Ferrara may almost need, well, he really does need 2 marks here in the last 2.
Yeah, I can't expect Chris to make a mistake on the strike. No. Well, without a mark, he has no chance. With a mark and a big fill, at least he's got a hope, but he really should throw double strike here. I'm sure he's looking for the first one.
A little thin. What a leave.
Seen them all today.
Let's see what he took out. He took out the 1, 3, 4, and 9.
Hello.
You couldn't do that on a bet if you set him up, probably.
Oh, great spare.
10 marks for Bob Ferrara, but they've been well scattered. Great shot there.
He needs a strike, and then he's got to hope Chris makes a big mistake.
Well, he'll take 7, a 123 for 340, 124, rather, for 349.
Oh, there it is.
Double strike for Chris Sargent. Make it 350. I'll get the addition straight eventually on Bob Ferrara. 350 is his total, and there's the double strike for Chris Sargent.
And the win.
That's right.
Now he's shooting for $250, though.
Be a nice way to go out, wouldn't it? Nope, missed the head pin. But the important thing is, he's won the match. 9-128. And as we check the final totals, it'll be 373 for Chris Sargent He gets the win, knocking off Bob Ferrara. We'll talk to both bowlers and see if we can't come up with a winner in our bonus ball contest in a minute. Welcome back to Park Place Lanes, week number 2 in the books, and Bob Ferrara trying to come from behind in the third game this week, but Chris Sargent had just enough to hold him off.
That's right. Both bowlers, again, splits. They're shooting those 2-and-1s, and you can't make a living doing that. So, but Chris, you gotta beat him because he still has that explosive ball, and he saw him. He threw the double strike right at the end of the match.
Well, we were joking with him before about saving strikes during the warm-up. He saved just enough. He saved 2 for the third game when he needed them.
He's still young enough. He listens to us older fellows. Save him. So he did till the end of the match.
Let's talk to the bowlers. First of all, a round of applause for Bob Ferrara. Fourth place prize money is $175. No bonus money today for either bowler, but this check, Bob, will hopefully give you a nice reminder of your efforts here this last couple of weeks. Obviously, you had a tough guy to face today, but again, difficult leaves for both of you, and it could have gone either way at the end.
They opened the door. Mm-hmm. They opened the door. I couldn't take advantage of it. You don't win with 350s, you know.
Yeah. Except last week. Just not enough this time. Right.
Not this time, no.
Right. Thanks very much, Bob. We appreciate it. Congratulations. And now Chris Sargent for our bonus ball contest. $130 on the line, plus a couple of sets of brand new bowling balls from Paramount Industries. But it's got to be a match. Chris's pinfall, and the number on the card that Dan will draw out of the box. They're still falling. It looks like it'll be a 7. Go to work, Dan. See if you can do it. Chris, come on over. We'll chat in a second here. Dan is digging deep to try and come up with a 7. Did he do it? Turn the card. Yes, a winner. Ruth Jameson. Ruth Jameson from Fitchburg, Massachusetts, who also says, "Hi, Doug and Dan," on her postcard. Ruth's guess was a 7. $130, Ruth. Congratulations. Plus a brand new set of bowling balls from Paramount Industries. And Chris, you'll get a brand new set too. Congratulations. Save those strikes for the end, right? When you needed them for the insurance, right?
Yes, that's for sure, just like last time. Got a lot of marks, I just couldn't fill them.
It seemed like you were both having trouble really getting marks in bunches.
Yeah, I couldn't get more than 2.
Yep.
I was pressing too much, so.
Well, next week, this sets up an interesting matchup. You and Kevin Davis.
Yes, great friend of mine. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun.
Well, that'll be fun then. We'll be looking forward to that.
Yes, me too.
Next week, the semifinals. Thanks very much, Chris. Congratulations, and let's get you over to the series ladder to review what will go on next week. We're left with our top 3 seeds, Dan, from this roll-off, and this is a very intriguing matchup. 2 very, very talented young bowlers next week, Chris Sargent and Kevin Davis.
That's right, and the third one, Bruno DeFeo, waiting in the wings. So any one of these 3, another Tournament of Champion qualifier, is a welcome addition.
All right, next Saturday at 12 noon from Londonderry Bowling Center, we'll have Candlepin Skins. And, of course, semifinal week next Sunday at noon here on Stars and Strikes. It'll be Chris Sargent against Kevin Davis. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for being with us.